Hi everyone, it's Nancy McNally of NancyMcNallyQuilts.com. Today I'm doing a video tutorial on another block. It's a variation from, I found the original block, I gotta look at my notes, from Barbara Brackman's Block Based in the software. And you can also find the quilt block in the Encyclopedia of Pieced Quilt Patterns. The block was originally designed by Ruth Finley. And here were the names that were given: Bullseye, Doe and Darts, and Four Darts. And it was designed as a 6.5-inch square, and it was loaded with Y-seams. So I played with it, took out the Y-seams, made it a larger block, and I changed it somewhat. So I'm calling this quilt block Rosalyn. Free for 1 day. For 2025, they're only free for 1 day. So as soon as I release this, it's free for 1 day, as in the pattern's free. The video tutorial will always be here. And then after the first day, or after day 1, then the price will be $2 for the quilt block. All right, let's get started. So our first step for making this quilt block, we're going to make the strip sets. Now, if you've downloaded your pattern, you can follow along with me. And the strip sets are labeled in the label picture on the second page of your pattern. They're letter C. So to make this quicker and easier, we're going to make a strip set. Now, to make a strip set, all you have to do, make sure you have the colors in order. So let's lay these out. So we're going to join these 3 right here, and then we are going to cut them to the size we need. So if you want to go ahead and get started, go ahead and get C's cut, and let's get your sewing machine set up, and let's get started. So we're going to go right sides together, so here we're going to go right sides together, and these are not really long, but if it makes you more comfortable, by all means, go ahead and use clips or pins to secure them together. So I'm going to get this one sewn and press, and then I'm going to sew this one to the other side of the cream colored fabric, and make sure you press, and there are pressing arrows on the pattern. All right, I'll meet you back here in just a moment. So as you can see, I have my strip set sewn together, and I've pressed the seams. Now, before we begin to cut, measure your strip set and make sure that it is 5 inches wide. So now our next step, we will cut it into segments, and we need 4 of these. So I'm going to get mine cut, and then, oh, let's remove that completely and not lose it like we've lost the letter D. All right, so now we're going to trim these, and make sure you have a nice clean edge, and you're going to trim them into rectangles. And you can look at the middle of the block and see that that's where they're going to go. So we have 1, we have to do 4. All right, so let's move on to the next section. So now we're going to begin the next section, which we're going to be making flying geese. But I'm going to use the stitch and flip method for this instead of the 4 at a time or the no waste flying geese method, only because it's easier for me to stay organized. So with these flying geese, we're using our B and our G fabric, so our B cream rectangles and our G squares to do the stitch and flip. So you're going to make 2 of each colorway, so pay close attention. You're going to have green on the left side and then red on the right, and you make 2. Next set, which is still red and green, but now red is on the left-hand side of the square, and green has moved, excuse me, to the right. So in placing, this is how I place them out so that I don't get them confused. Notice here I have the green square for stitch and flip on this side, because that's the side it goes on, and same here with the red. So we have 2 of this, and then we're going to do 2 of this. Next is blue and green. Green on the left, blue on the right. And again, I've got them placed right here, but they're, excuse me, right side down, and maybe or maybe not, you can see the lines that I've already drawn on the back. The other set is blue on the left and green on the right. And see how I have these laid. That's how I organize these, so I Don't mix them up. All right, so I want to show you this part right here. I've already sewn on this line right here. Instead of removing all of this, like trimming a 1/4 inch away from the stitched line, I'm only going to remove this. So I'm going to fold this back so I don't cut it. And the reason I'm doing this is to keep the original foundation just in case you sew a little crooked. Trim this off, discard that, fold it back, and now you can flip this forward. And if there's any, I'm gonna hold it like this so you can see right up here. So see where these aren't lined up? Just in case there's something like that, you have the foundation behind you where it will stay in place. So now I can just press this and move on to the next. All right, so here's how stitch and flip works. I'm going to do this one right here. Remove the green one. I'm going to go right sides down, and I have the diagonal line already drawn. So you need to draw one diagonal line on the back side of each of your G squares, red, green, and blue. So the diagonal line runs from the center here, or the top right corner, to the bottom right corner. That's for the left side. So let me sew on this one. Now, when I start to sew these, I don't put the corner in first. I start here with the center. Center meaning the center of the background square. All right, so let's get this one done, and then I'll be right back. I've stitched the line. I'm going to open this up, pull this back, the background, the B rectangle, out of the way, and then trim this. And I trim it kind of wide. It doesn't really matter. You can trim it more narrow, that seam allowance right there. Let the B fabric come back in place, and now we're ready to fold and press. I'm going to fold this one, and then I'll be right back, and we'll do the next piece. All right, see, doesn't that look great? Now, let's take the green one. I'm going to line this up, right sides together. There we go. And so now I'm going to start here, and I'm going to sew towards this corner. All right, so the green one is sewn. I'm going to repeat the same process. Hold this one out of the way so I can pull the back piece, the background fabric, out of the way, and then trim. And now I have 2 of these complete. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish these, lay them out so that you can organize them to what it works for you, but this is what works for me. I'll meet you back here in just a moment. All right, so now we're going to make the next section of our Rosalyn block. Now we're going to use bias triangles. So I hope you prepared your fabric first before cutting it. Prepared meaning as in sprayed it with spray starch, then cut it to size. If you spray it with spray starch after you cut it, your fabric shrinks. So make sure you do it before. All right, so here are the units we are going to use today. We're using our E, A, and our H. Now, you also have blue A's. All right, so you're going to make 2 corner units with blue and 2 with the red color. All right, so let me show you how to do these. These are very easy. First, I'm going to explain the E triangle was a square that you cut on one diagonal. Now, I upped this measurement slightly to give you wiggle room. So when you go to trim these to size, and I'm going to show you how to trim them, this should be the only side you trim from. You should not trim from these because these are the true to size, okay? All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to join our H's to our A. So let's remove those. Now notice how I have them aligned. Pull this one away. Actually, let's pull this up just a little bit so you can see it. Okay, so you're going to take the corner of your triangle, the green triangle, and you're going to line it up to this corner right here, and the tip of this triangle is going to go past. You're going to join that one, and then you're going to repeat the process and align diagonally across. This triangle will line up to this corner right here. So this one goes here, diagonally across, this one goes here. All right, let's get these joined. Once you sew the first one on, You're going to open and press. You do need to press these with the iron before you join the next one. All right, so let's lay this back down. All right, see how this corner and this corner are going to join together, and this tip is going to cross over. All right, so go right sides together. And now, when I begin sewing, I'm going to sew from this side here towards the corner. See, there you go. Let me press this. Now you're going to join your E triangle. So we're going to line them up center. So this is our longest leg, and this is the corner, and these are the two sides. So this is your bias. I'm going to fold it in half. Actually, I'm going to fold it wrong side to wrong side. Line up those tips and give it a nice crease. And that crease, I'm going to flip this upside down. That crease will align with that center right there. It's easy. Just go like this. And just to help you out, where's my pen? Just to help you out, that's the center right there. I don't know if you can hear Mr. Bruce Kitty, but he is right here and he is snoring. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to line it up with the center just like that. Okay, now if you need to put a pin in it, by all means, go right ahead. And just to show you, I'll just place a pin right here. There we go. Doesn't need to be a lot. Now I'm going to flip it over. Okay, he's snoring. Okay, see how we have excess? That's what you'll trim off after you join these. All right, so let me get this one sewn. And there we go. And see, I did not sew off my little corner and my tips right there. So let me press this. Now it's time to trim. Okay, we're going to take this is my favorite ruler, 6.5 inches. It's favorite one. Okay, we're going to take and we're going to line up the corner. There we go. And we should, and I've got to stand up to do this. I'm sitting down so I can see correctly. There we go. So we've got corner. Let's bring that up just a little bit. Corner. And it goes straight here, and then we're going to trim off this and this, and that's all you trim off. And there you go. So you're going to make 2 with the red corner and 2 with the blue corner. All right, now it's time to set up to bring it all together. So I've laid, these are the corner sections, and I've laid these out. Notice how red flying geese triangles are touching the red corner from the unit we just pieced. Lay them out this way. Green touches green, green touches green, blue, green. And you're going to add your A square to the corner. Same over here, A square, we've got blue touching blue, blue touching blue, and green touching green. And same over here and here. All right. Now it's time to join these, and these are very easy. So I'm just going to join this one right here. I'm going to go right sides together and join this one, and then I'm going to take this one. I'm actually going to sew this one first. All right, let me do this. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've completed this one. Now I'm going to go ahead and join these. So when you join these 2 units together and these 2 units together, then you join this top to this bottom piece right here, and that's how we make the 4 corners. After we make the 4 corners, I'm going to open this up. Oops, let's see if I can't push that out of the way. Then we will connect the center pieces, and let's move these all out here. Still have to join those. We're going to have the green up at the top, and we're going to pull in our F center square. And notice the yellows come towards the middle, and the yellow will join here and here. Now, let me get this all pulled together, and I will be back in a moment. Don't forget, the green will always go towards the outside. That continues that band of green that goes completely around, and the yellow will join to the blue center F square. All right, as you can see, I have my block together. I love this block. I think it's so cool and it's unique. You can see it kind of has like a churn dash in the middle. Look right here. If you can't find it, it's right there. Now, in the original one where it's like 4 darts or a bullseye, these are supposed to represent the arrows pointing to the middle. That's where it got the name bullseye from. All right, well, thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this block tutorial of Rosalyn. If you would like to subscribe to my newsletter, it's nancymcnallyquilts.com/subscribe. The link will be in the description box. The link will also be in the description box for this pattern, Rosalyn, the PDF. Remember, it's free for 1 day, and then after that, you have to pay for it. So, again, thank you for joining me today. You can find me on Facebook. I have a private Facebook group, and it's called So Anyways with Nancy McNally. If you'd like to join, make sure that you answer the questions that appear in the pop-up box. Next, if you would like to follow my business page on Facebook, it's Nancy McNally Quilt. All right, you can also find me on Instagram. It's at McNally Nancy. Of course, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed this again, and we'll see you on the next video.